Circling back real quick to the core issue with Banana Mania, there is no challenge mode in this game. There are no lives, there are no score. You play the 200 levels once each to win, and that's it. There's no reason to replay this game. Again, like Banana Mania, there are achievements, there's collectibles in the levels, but I cannot stress to you how much the lack of lives strips away Super Monkey Ball's identity. I don't remember most of the levels in this game, because you do them once and move on forever. A few weeks before the release of Banana Rumble, my good friend and occasional collaborator, Ninja Star Compass, wrote a little essay on why lives in challenge mode should be in Monkey Ball. So with his permission, I'm going to read off some of the lines that I think most stand out here, just so you can hear a second perspective and I don't have to repeat the same paragraph a fifth time. The problem I have is when they still try to cater to people who want Monkey Ball to be easy. The accessibility options are good and logical, but when lives get removed and replaced with nothing, it bothers me a lot. With the original games, it wasn't hard just for the sake of it. It was integral to the progression of the game. They locked the minigames behind play points, which scaled based on how well you played, and obviously there were extra stages that you unlock by not dying too much. This gave the games instant replayability and a goal that the player wants to overcome. He ended it by saying, "Either way, this game looks great, but I feel like until they find a way to integrate the arcade influence of the original, there will always be a part of this game that feels underwhelming or underdeveloped. To be honest, I don't know if this current era of Monkey Ball could ever be above a 7.5 out of 10. Okay, I'm back. The last line is just it, and you might assume from my negative tone of this video that I would give this game like a 4. And no, it is a 6 or a 7 at least. It's funny because for all the monkey poo I give this game, I don't actually think this game is bad. It's just a bad Monkey Ball game. As a platformer that you sit down and play for a weekend, or for people who don't care about the original games, it's a fun little time, right? Like, you go to the goal, you experience a level as if it was supposed to be a little challenge. There is actual fun to be had here. It's just not the fun that I, a classic Super Monkey Ball fan, am looking for in this franchise. If I wanted to play a platformer where the only focus was to clear the levels, I'd play Super Mario Galaxy, or I would play Kirby in the Forgotten Land. I want to point to Arlo's review of Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, because it's really the first time I've seen this addressed by a big YouTuber. He was a lot more positive towards Rumble, but his original Banana Mania review had him saying he was a bit bored with the game because there weren't really reasons to replay it. Keep in mind, he had never played a Super Monkey Ball game up to that point, or not played it much. His feelings, though, are a prime example of how Super Monkey Ball has been diminished, and I personally take that feeling and transfer it to how I feel about Rumble. Sega's response to the replayability issue seems to be focusing on the idea that Super Monkey Ball is a speedrunner's haven. Now, Super Monkey Ball games do get at least some level of speedrunning activity, but it's maybe a few hundred people at most who I see really speedrun these games, and that's kind of a stretch. It's a popular marathon run to watch, don't get me wrong, there is a scene for it, but generally speaking, I feel like Sega uses this as a crutch to avoid the main replayability criticism that Super Monkey Ball gets. Either way, challenge mode being gone is what ruins this game for me. It should have been here, live should have been here, or should have at least been an option. I'll stress again, for people who want to play these games with no lives and treat it like a platforming series, that's fine. All I'm calling for is for an option to be there for the players who don't. And I'm spending a lot of time talking about it, but that's really my main issue with the modern Monkey Ball franchise and why they still haven't won me back to this day, despite there being 3 fucking games.